implemented. It's just a question about when the plan should be amended to include those benefits. And I think that, you know, if we're going to, at a time when there's a question about whether the personnel costs at Clark County are sustainable, it would be irresponsible for me not to ask the question about how much it would cost. So I'm asking it, not because it's an LGBT issue, but because it's a fiscal issue.
Thank you, Rory. Sorry, you guys. Rory's staff made me promise that I'd get Rory out of here at a certain time because he has to go in and do other stuff. So,
can I say one other thing?
Absolutely.
I am here. I hope you enjoyed, you know, the speech and the Q&A and all that. But I just want to say one last thing. This is a very important election.
Yes.
Nevada can continue to do what it's done for decades, and we shouldn't expect a different result. Or we can do something that's fundamentally different. We can change our economy, we can improve education, and do the things that we should have done over these past many years. This is an opportunity to go down a different road, and I suggest that we should. And I am here to recruit you. I'm one person. I'm going to work as hard as I can. I'm going to travel all over the state. I'm going to say, I hope, things that you believe in. But I need your help. I can't do this alone. So what I'd ask you to do is, I don't know where they are. We have some cards. There they are in the back of the room. John LaRue is my field director. He's going to John is going to pass these cards around. I'd ask you to fill one out so that we can keep in contact with you and let you know what the campaign is doing so that you can join us in this effort. I'd also ask you to be willing to participate when you get a call from our campaign in whatever we're trying to do. This needs to become a movement. If it doesn't, it's less likely that we'll be successful. We changed Washington, D.C. We need to change Carson City, and I'd ask you to join me in that.
Next up, we have a woman, and we're going to do rapid response. I swear, Maggie, I keep pushing Maggie back, but Maggie's so important tonight. Next up, we have someone who has not been to Stonewall before, and I would like you all to welcome a candidate for Lieutenant Governor, Jessica Safaza.
As well. I'm Jessica Safaza. I've met a lot of you over the past year in this room. I currently serve on the Reno City Council. I'm in my 10th year of doing that, and I'm just going to jump to the domestic partnerships issue because that's something I'm very, very proud of. I work with 6 Republicans on the Reno City Council, and we were able to pass domestic partnership benefits for all of our city employees. We didn't go out for study. To me, it's an issue of equality, and that's just something I'm very, very proud of. We enacted that by ordinance in September of last year, so people, if they registered on October 1st with the Secretary of State, they got those benefits, and that's something I'm very proud of. Also, I want to point out another thing about the Lieutenant Governor's race. People ask me, why should you care about the Lieutenant Governor? Well, some interesting history for you. Lieutenant Governor Bob Rose broke the tie vote on the Equal Rights Amendment here in the state of Nevada. So it's a very important position. I want you all to be aware of that. What the Lieutenant Governor's job is, it's the head of economic development and tourism for the state of Nevada. And right now with 13% unemployment and the highest foreclosure rate in the country, we need to do more. And as our future governor had talked about, our governor that hasn't been on the job for 3 years, I call the current lieutenant governor the invisible man. He just hasn't done much. He hasn't been around. There's a lot of things we could be doing. In the last 10 years on the city council, we've been innovative during these hard economic times. Let me tell you a couple of the initiatives that we're doing that I would like to take statewide. One of them is called Clean Renewable Energy Bonds. What clean renewable energy bonds are, we had a third-party administrator come in and look at our city buildings and say, how can we make them more energy efficient? They came in, identified the savings, and said, you can pay for solar panels, wind turbines, all these renewable energy projects without costing the taxpayers a dime. So we were able to do that through the state and the federal government, through Obama's initiative, through clean renewable energy bonds. We now have solar panels. We got the largest rebate check from NV Energy, and we're putting wind turbines on top of the city hall next month. There is no reason we can't do this statewide, you guys. It does not cost the taxpayers a dime. We can get all the local governments in the state to be doing this now. Also meeting with some medical folks down here at the Lou Rulo Center, the Cancer Institute, getting medical records to go online. We have a tremendous opportunity to do that. And we are losing out on stimulus funds right now because the governor won't move forward with that strategic initiative. So I'm also president of the Nevada League of Cities this year. We're going to take that initiative forward through the league, take that to Senator Reid, and I'm hoping we can start implementing that here in the state very, very soon. A little bit more about me. I just want to talk about the state, what we're doing at the League of Cities. Just spent the last 3 days in Carson City, and Rory and I are both have a local government background, very near and dear to my heart. I still believe that we're closest to the people, so we have an understanding of those issues. We meet on a weekly basis. And right now, there's no facilitation between the states and local governments. That's got to stop, especially when you're talking about economic diversification and economic development projects. I could tell you there's no way we would have got a baseball stadium, all these renewable energy projects, without being able to do that at the local level. We didn't have help from the state. We didn't have help from the Lieutenant Governor's office, and I plan to change that when I'm elected as your next Lieutenant Governor. Another side note I just want to talk about really briefly, we've never had a woman Democrat elected to the Lieutenant Governor's office. I was born a Democrat. I've been a Democrat my entire life. I've never switched parties. I've been true blue to the cause. My family's been involved in politics. My father was the former party state chair. And I would just appreciate any support and your vote, and I look forward to being your next Lieutenant Governor. Thank you very much.